I have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. Should I do anything about their screen time, yes or no, and why, and what should I do about it? Anybody think I should do something about my kids' screen time? Raise your hand if you think I should do something. Raise your hand if you think this is just one of those situations where you're going to get more in the way, and if you just let things develop, just don't do anything about their screen time. Raise your hand. Okay. Any ideas what I should do, for those of you who raised your hands, anything ideas of what I should do about my kids' screen time? And just to be clear, when I'm talking about screen time, I'm talking about like not like a window screen, I'm talking about like a digital screen. So like phone, tablet, laptop, PC. You know what a PC is? Do they still have it? No? Any ideas? People just rose their hands to make me feel better. Yes? Don't let it get in the way of my kid's school. My 4-year-old isn't, like, he's preschool technically. Like I guess he'll be in like kindergarten next year. But I guess my 7-year-old's in school. She's in 2nd grade. So, I mean, they're just in school. Like, how am I gonna prevent them from? Okay, so that's fair because they both do get like they don't call it homework, but it is homework. And my kids don't know that it's homework, but it is homework. They're gonna come in for like rude awakening when they realize they've been doing homework the whole time. But yeah, their teachers do give them like tasks and activities to do at home with guidance from the parents. And so that would be like their homework. So you're saying I should not allow screen to like interfere with that, or that they do more screen than more homework. Which screens are my 7-year-old and 4-year-old gonna be like which screens do I have to like keep an eye out for? Yeah. Yeah, good question. So we have 2 tablets. One of them we got from my mother-in-law, and the other one we got from Rogers. You know Rogers, like the phone company? So my wife has a hate-hate relationship with our phone company. Every 2 weeks or so, she has a 45-minute phone call with Rogers where she gets a little annoyed, they get a little bit dismissive, and then she gets very annoyed, and then at the end of one of those conversations, apparently she got a tablet. But it only resulted in another 2 phone conversations where she got angry at them because they were charging us more money for the tablet, which they said was free and stuff. So anyway, long-winded answer, we have 2 tablets, but they're like communal tablets. So like my daughter's Abby, my son is Abe. Neither of the tablets is like Abe or Abby's tablet, but they do use it. So like today, for example, they're going swimming. So one kid is swimming, the other kid is just like sitting there watching the pool. So one kid uses the tablet, the other kid swims. So they know how to use it. And when we go like to see my folks in the States on the flight, they use the tablet to like watch something on it. So no tablet when they're doing homework? Is that the consensus? Any other screens I gotta like be aware of? Yeah? Or what were you gonna say? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, you did this, I don't know. Does that mean the same thing in like Hamilton region? Does it mean in Peel? Peel, this means like I have something to say. Hamilton, and yeah, go for it. TV, yeah, absolutely. They love TV. Yeah, my son loves TV. He does one of these, like loses all postural tone if I say no TV. So what do I have to do? So the only suggestion I have so far is TV less than the amount of homework. Any suggestions from this corner over here? Should I do any, or should I just leave it be? They're too young. How many people here think my 7-year-old, my 4-year-old, too young to worry about screens right now? Just let it happen. What's the big deal? How many people here think that it would be the wrong approach if I just took away all screens permanently? Like 0, like they are never allowed to look at a screen ever. Like no TV, no phone, no tablet, just toss them away. They are never allowed to look at it. 0. How many people disagree with that approach? Raise your hand if you disagree with that approach for my 4-year-old and 7-year-old. Okay, so this is the most common like agreement that we have. Everybody agrees that I should not be completely 0 screen. So why? What's the big deal? Why should I not get rid of all the screen? Like completely. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Okay. So you're saying if I do the zero screen approach, at some point I'm not going to be like around them all the time, and they have to use a screen at some point, and then it'll be like night at the museum or like at the toy shop or candy shop or whatever. It's like take what you can get. Okay, that's a fair thing. Any other reasons why I should not completely eliminate their screens? I know one reason. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I was only made aware of this because my daughter changed schools, but she's now in 2nd grade. Any other reasons why I should not get rid of all the screens? Yeah. Yeah, like some of their schoolwork is actually like screen-based. Like actually at school, my daughter has to sign in to do like her math stuff on a screen. She actually has to type out stuff. That's part of her schoolwork. That was never part of my schoolwork. I had a computer class where the teacher told me you should hold your fingers like on a QWERTY keyboard like this, because then you'll learn how to type properly. And I did this, and she was like, whatever. And that's why I type 2 fingers, and I don't type much. So it wasn't a big deal for me. Okay, I'm gonna move things along a little bit because this side is just like really slow vibes, really mellow. True or false? Most teens are concerned about too much screen time. How many people say true? How many people say false? Raise your hand. You guys, sorry, awkward question, and it's okay. You don't have to answer for yourself, but just like, are you guys at the age where some of you use deodorant or not? Like, is this a problem if you raise your hand all the way high or no? I'm just, it's okay. And I don't know if that's, because I can tell you in Mississauga, Paul can attest to this. The kids in Mississauga, we don't encourage them to raise their hand all the way. Okay. So actually, this is true. From surveys conducted like with teens, most teens would actually say yes to this. Okay. How many teens say they are online almost constantly? So there's like multiple choices. Almost constantly, not at all, some of the time. What do you guys think? 46%. I got really specific with that digit, didn't I? Yeah, that's right. 46% of teens say that they are on screens almost constantly. That's their estimation. Okay. About how much screen time does an 8 to 12-year-old get, not including schoolwork? Because you guys brought up that schoolwork might be on screens. You guys are 8 to 12 or a little older? Older? Little bit older. So this is 12 and up. Okay, so this group would be the group you guys were just part of in the last few years. So about how much screen time on average? Any ideas? Yeah? Yeah, that's right. The answer's always C. Did they teach you that yet or no? Is that 10th grade when they teach you that the answer is always C? Right? Good luck. University is going to be really easy. The answer is always C. I'm kidding. It's not. Okay, true or false? Social media definitely increases anxiety and depression rates amongst teens. How many people say true? How many people say false? So this one's actually false. Yeah, threw that one in there. Throw the servants up. So this is actually again, this one is, so you remember when I said the answer is always C? That's not actually true. But now I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint from a guy who is like a killer test taker, by the way. If you have a true or false question and it says definitely or always or never, be careful because it's often false because it's like it's as absolute qualifier. Thank you, Michelle. So social media does not definitely, because this is hotly debated. There's some data that suggests that it may increase anxiety and depression, but what I think most people think is that it may make anxiety and depression worse if you're already susceptible to it. So an example would be, there is some data that says that it may increase like episodes where you have to get admitted to hospital because of anxiety, depression. Cell phone usage in schools is associated with lower academic performance. True or false? How many say true? How many people say false? This was actually true. This one's actually pretty true. Nobody disagrees about this one. So remember, I said cell phone. This one, it's not just about all screens. It's this one specifically. If you have cell phones in school, those schools tend to have lower like test scores and stuff. What is your advice? So now we talked a little bit about it. I want some from the peanut gallery here, who's ironically looking at their screen. But that's okay. I'm cool with it. What is your advice for my 7-year-old and 4-year-old? Any piece of advice? Sit in the corner so he doesn't call you. That's your advice? I done called you now. Any advice for my 7-year-old and 4-year-old? Get a different dad. Any advice? Yes. I don't care. Go.
I would say
Yeah.
limit your screen time and set specific times for them to use it. Don't use the times set.
Okay, so put actual times where they're allowed to use it or a time duration, but then not more than that. Because we don't want them to go like 4 to 6 hours. We don't want them to get to the point where they feel like they're always on this constant. Yeah? Hmm. So on one hand, TV is better because it can be like communal and in front of everybody. And it could be like a family thing if we're watching something together. Is there another reason why TV may be worse? So I'll give you an example. Like, what if my kid's really into like playing like Madden? And I'm a big 49ers fan, unfortunately, this year. And I love watching football. And my kid tells me, well, you know, when I play Madden, at least I'm thinking. You're just sitting there watching the 49ers lose. So how is it that what I'm doing is worse than what you're doing? What's my answer to my kid if my kid says that? I don't have a good answer, to be honest. Because I feel like, which one is more passive? Me watching the 49ers or my kid playing like a video game or a tablet game? Which one's more passive, do you think? You guys know what passive means? That's the most ironic answer ever. Because you're actually literally, yeah, you're literally passive. No, I don't know what passive means. So who thinks I'm more passive if I'm just sitting there letting the TV gloss over me? I would say I'm probably more passive than my kid, right? My kid is actually like thinking if she's playing video games, right? Or she's playing like a tablet game. But I like the can be personal, can be communal thing. Are you guys aware of this? Anybody know about this? You guys go to school in Ontario, right? Hamilton's still part of Ontario, or is it like a little corner that's like carved out for Quebec or something? Maybe you guys speak French. Maybe that's the problem. How many people here actually have like a school where you are allowed to use your cell phone during the day? Oh yeah? Okay. So I thought there was like a rule in Ontario that got started this year. Explain it to me. Yeah. Somebody explain to me. Yeah. Mm. Did anything about it? Yes?
The rest of it is a rule, but it says it depends on the teacher and if she wants to actually take away books. So like some classes actually get like book taken away.
Mm.
So like others depending on teachers.
So it's like a rule, but whether it gets enforced or not is dependent on the teacher and the school. So some people here are at schools where the rule is not enforced. Is that fair to say? Anybody here? Yeah? Okay, so at your school, if the phone is visible, you're done. Like the phone is done. But if it's any other situation, they don't like go searching your bag looking for a phone or something. So how many people here didn't have the rule and now have that rule? Like it changed. Did you notice any difference? Like, was there any difference in like how class was or how you were? Was it better or worse or no different? Just accidentally raise your hand. That's what you get for stretching. I have a lot of neck problems because I refused to stretch in Sunday school. I was smart about it. But now I'm paying the price. So go ahead and stretch. I won't call on you. Any difference or no difference? It's okay. I don't care. I'm not going to tell your school. Yeah?
Well, it kind of forced you to focus now. So obviously it's like maybe it's more annoying, but it's better.
Okay. More annoying because I don't have access to my phone to keep up with stuff.
Well, no, like if you want, well, I guess so. If you want to like just check something, you just can ask,
Mm.
which is fine.
But is it like, is it just trading one distraction for another? Like, is there anything else I could get distracted? Yes, I heard about that. Okay. So if you're in school, you're going to have to use data if you want to get onto, like, social media. Or, what? So for people here who, you know, for people here, not me, but for people here who don't know what a VPN is, you know, can you just explain it to them? Not me, I'm just, like, for them.
Basically, if you download the app,
Hmm.
it makes it seem like you're like in a different place where you use like apps.
So I have like an app on my phone, and it makes the phone behave like I'm in a different
You're
place.
in like New York City.
But then I still have to use data, or
Swipe up.
so I could be in New York City but use the school's Wi-Fi.
No, using the school's Wi-Fi. Oh, I guess that.
I don't think that's supposed. Oh,
Hmm. Tell me.
I'll press it on my phone.
Mm.
It'll like switch my like location
Mm.
to like New York wherever.
Hmm.
But I'm still using this on the school's Wi-Fi, but it thinks I'm like somewhere else, so like it doesn't block.
And it doesn't. And the Wi-Fi doesn't realize that the Wi-Fi doesn't go to New York. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not like obviously I have no idea what VPN is, but that sounds silly. How does the Wi-Fi not know if you're in New York? They gotta fix that Wi-Fi. You got a whole bunch of people in New York using their Wi-Fi. Yeah.
it kind of just like unlocks what's blocked.
Okay. So it just unblocks what they've blocked on their network. Okay. Okay. So it's like a mask. I know what a mask is. I mean the other people who didn't know what a VPN is. I told you this was a mistake. So, the American Association of Pediatrics actually suggests, when you guys were telling me I should like keep an eye on the time that my kids use screens, that's actually apparently the wrong thing to do. Apparently, you guys were supposed to give me advice and tell me that I'm not supposed to like police the amount of time that they're on the screen. I'm supposed to like mentor, not monitor. Does anybody know what that means? Anybody know what a mentor is? How about my man who's hugging his jacket over there? Yeah. Do you know what a mentor is? Oh, okay. Can you help him out by guiding him into what a mentor means? Yeah, just tell him, like whisper to him or something. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, okay. What's a mentor? He told you? Did you get the idea of what a mentor is from the specific way I told him to guide you about something? Oh yeah, you got it now. I saw a light bulb go off there. Yeah. What's a mentor? Yeah, good job. Yeah. Good. Yeah, a mentor is literally like guides you or teaches you. Yeah. So apparently that's what I'm supposed to do with my kids. So instead of telling Abby and Abe no screens, I'm supposed to like guide them a little bit with the screens. So how am I going to do that? How should I do that? Any ideas? My man over there with the screen. Come on. By now you probably Googled the answer to all these questions. So how do I mentor my kid? My 7-year-old. Hmm? Yeah, what's up? Any ideas of how I can like mentor my kid when it comes to the screen? How can I guide my kid with a screen? Should I yell at them? You guys have really bad mentors. What's the first rule of being like a mentor? You have to know something or someone. What do you have to know if you're a mentor? Whom do you have to know if you're a mentor? Can I mentor you guys? No, I cannot mentor you guys. Absolutely not. Can I mentor you?
They may not know the concepts, but.
Yeah, but can I?
100%.
Yeah, I can mentor him. What's the difference between him and you guys? Younger? No, nice try. With respect to me, he's still pretty crazy young. I think of him as marginally older than you guys.
Mike used to be my Sunday school teacher.
Yeah. So, why can I mentor him but I can't mentor you guys? Because yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I can't just mentor somebody just because they're younger than me. I can just show up to, what happens if I just walk into your church right now and be like, hey, you look younger than me, let me mentor you. I got taken away in handcuffs. You can't do that. That's not allowed. That's weird, right? You can't be a mentor. I could just be an older person who's yelling at someone. I have to know the person. So, my kids, screens. What do I have to know in order to mentor them? I have to know what? Yeah. Their abilities. But what else do I have to know about? Yeah. I have to know what's on their screens. I have to know, like, you just use the word or abbreviation, VPN with me, right? Can I mentor you about VPN? No, I cannot. I have no clue what that means. But I can mentor someone I know about something I know. So what's your advice to me about, like, my kid's screen time? What should I do? If my kid is on a screen, what should I do? I should be on the screen with them, right? Like if I go to my kids and I tell them, hey, you shouldn't be using a screen, and they say, what are they going to say to me? Like you guys probably have gotten a little bit of an impression that I'm not technological at all, and I'm not digital, and that I grew up in a pre-digital age. So what are my kids obviously going to say to me? He's stretching again. What are my kids going to say to me if I tell them no screens? Yeah. Yeah. They're going to be like, no, they're not even going to ask. I don't know if you guys are more polite to your parents than my kids are to me. They're going to be like, you have no idea what you're talking about. So why are you talking to me? That's what my kids will say to me. And do they have a point? Yeah, absolutely they have a point. If I don't like participate, but if I know something, I can potentially mentor them. So I have a Facebook profile. I know what Facebook is like, and I had Facebook before they were born. So can I mentor them a little bit about Facebook? Absolutely. Okay, I'm gonna skip this one. Which of these apps do you guys think I cannot mentor anybody about? Because I have like zero clue. Yeah. Yeah, like I'm vaguely aware of TikTok. Any other apps that I'm not really good at mentoring about? Yeah. Yeah, I had to look it up last night. Sorry? Discord, yeah. Because I again had to look that up last night. Everybody here knows what Discord is or no? Yeah? What is Discord? It's the purple app? That's all you know about the purple? Give me something more than purple. What else? Is it pictures or is it like texting or is it, what is it? Texting in groups? Okay. So it's like a connecting thing? Okay. So it's a purple one that's connecting. Now I know a little bit. He's mentoring me about the app. Okay. Any other apps here that I don't know about? Snapchat? Yeah. Snapchat and TikTok, I don't know how to use Snapchat. Is Snapchat the one that deletes it right away? Yes. Okay. I'm glad I knew that. Is it true or no? She's saying it's not true. Is Snapchat deleted right away or no?
It seems that's
I don't know, but can I use a VPN to prevent it from deleting? No? That's not how you use, okay, I'm gonna walk it back. I'll walk it back. I don't know. Of these apps, what do you think is the single most used app by a teen? Insta, TikTok, Snapchat. What is the single most used app by a teen? No, it's not on the screen. Yeah? No, YouTube. YouTube's the single most used app by a teen. Maybe not you. I don't know you. But if you go like by like usage and data and surveys, if you include YouTube on the list, YouTube is the most used. Okay, these are like a bunch of the stuff that the servants want me to tell you about screens. These are all true. Anybody know what sedentary means? My man in the yellow. What is sedentary? Yeah, yellow. Yeah, you're wearing beige. It's beige. Come on, it's yellow from here. What does sedentary mean? This one. You know? Okay. Anybody can help him out with sedentary? Sedentary. Not active. Yeah, you guys. I got in my car and came here. I ain't sedentary. Y'all sedentary. Oh wait, this is another word to say like not moving much. Decreased sleep, decreased vision, neck and posture problems, like my man who gets stretch over here. And anybody know what a dopamine fix is? Anybody know what dopamine is? So, neurotransmitter. Yes, Elam. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so it's a thing in the brain, it's a chemical in the brain and in the other parts of the body, but in the brain, basically, you all know what it feels like to get dopamine. Have you ever like opened your phone and you got a text from someone you wanted to hear from? Does anybody know what it feels like? Does anybody feel like a little rush for like a very split second in your brain? Like a little rush. How many people have never felt that little rush in the brain for a split second when you see like a notification from someone that you want to like talk to? Anybody not ever feel that rush before? Everybody's felt that rush? Yeah? That's dopamine. That's the same, that's like that little pathway. That little rush that you feel for like a split second. That's like that dopamine fix. And so what's important about it is that basically it's like a way to teach your body that when I get like that little rush, I want it more. And when I get that little rush and I want it more, what am I going to do about it? I'm going to probably be in a situation or do something so I can be more likely to get that little rush. For example, if I get a like. So I'm on a like a WhatsApp group with a bunch of people and I have to like send like a verse with like a devotional afterwards. And then what is the source of the little rush for me? When people like it. You know what like is? Like, did I use the term? Yeah, I used the term right. Yeah, don't make me second guess myself. Yeah, I used the term right. Like, people like it. They like it. They do a little thing. It's an emoji. Emoji? So actually dopamine is really important because dopamine is exactly how like somebody gets like addicted to something. You guys know what addiction is, right? So I'm not going to spend time talking about this. They want me to talk to you about addiction, probably, I'm assuming. They want me to tell you, don't be addicted to screen time. And I'm not going to do that because who's going to tell someone else not to be addicted to something? But I will say this. If I was addicted to something, dopamine is like the way that happens. And you don't have to be addicted to just substances. What else can you be addicted to? You can divide addiction into different forms. Impulse control and behavior. Anybody know like an example of addiction to impulse control? Yeah. Is there, I don't know, tell me, use your words, yeah? Drinking and driving, very good, actually. So that's actually really, really a good example because drinking would be normally considered a substance addiction, like the alcohol. But if you combined it with driving all the time, it would be potentially a problem of impulse. I want to do it because, does anybody know, like another example is, does anybody know what kleptomania is? Anybody ever heard of kleptomania? Some people are addicted to stealing. You'd be like, why are you addicted to stealing? they get like a little dopamine fix or a little rush just from the act of like stealing. So that's an example of like an addiction to impulse control. What's addiction to social media considered? It's considered like if, like does anybody here know someone who is addicted to social media? You may or may not, but they exist. Addiction to social media would be like behavior addiction. This is not an impulse thing. So I just want to be clear. Snitching is when he's telling me about something that I don't know. And as like lost and clueless as I am, I know you on your phone like from the beginning, baby. Ain't nobody clueless here, baby. Okay, I found this a really useful quote. Again, this is my only word about addiction. That there's only like 2 industries in the world that we actually use the term user and we don't use client or customer. And that's like illicit drugs and anything digital. Like a software user, a social media user, a screen user. It's just interesting because it probably relates to that dopamine thing. What are potential problems? Remember I told you it was 2 talks. So now we're in the social media part. Okay, I have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. They don't have social media accounts yet. Sorry. Should they get social media accounts ever? And what age should they be? Why does this thing keep doing nothing? Any ideas? How many people think my 7-year-old and 4-year-old should never get social media accounts? It's because he's got younger kids than me. How many people think they should at some point get social media accounts? Okay, fair enough. How old should they be? There's no right answer. You can tell me whatever. You guys are giving me advice. How many people say 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade? Got a hand for 8th grade. Got a few hands for 8th grade. 9th grade. Okay, once they get into high school. But hold on. 9th grade is your first year of high school, correct? But isn't that like a really stressful year? Is that the right year that I should let them get social media? It's like a lot of stuff on them. Should I do it the year before or the year after? Yeah. Why?
I feel if you give it to them right when high school starts,
Mm.
that's going to be the focus of their life.
Mm.
Figuring out how it works,
Mm.
just being really interested in it.
Mhm.
And then when school starts, like,
Yeah, they're like, it's like too much overload.
but
Okay.
if you give it to them like halfway through grade 8, usually like the end of that year is just really fun with
Mm.
friends.
Mhm.
Really time with them, make memories,
Mhm.
get on their phones
Mhm.
together,
Mhm.
and use it during the summer. And then once
9th grade hits, it's not as.
it's not that big of a deal.
How about 10th grade? Am I going to get away waiting till 10th grade or no? No, not going to happen. I'm getting like a firm no. How about these jokers over here? Can I wait till 10th grade for my kids to get social media? Not even close, right? It's not going to happen. Why? Explain. Teach me. Tell me. Why can't I wait till 10th grade? Yeah. So it's going to be like 9th grade is going to be like a tougher year for them if everybody else has it but they don't have it kind of thing? Okay. Okay, yeah.
I feel like you don't have to give them every single social media at one time. You can give them like one app that like everyone uses.
Okay.
And then the ones like, for example, I got Snapchat.
Okay.
Halfway through grade 8,
Mhm.
and I just got Instagram like less than a year ago.
Mhm.
And it wasn't that big of a deal. I still don't have TikTok.
Mhm.
I'm not allowed.
Mhm.
It's not that big of a deal. Once you get past a certain age, you realize it's not that big.
It's not that big a deal. So like I don't have to give them every single thing on this list. Probably shouldn't, right? Okay, question. So, oh yeah. Question, how, there are definitely problems with social media. Everybody understands that there could be problems with social media, right? Those problems, I put 2 of the like major reasons. One is, now this is different from screens. Remember, screen was more of a like I'm spending too much time on screens because of my dopamine fix. But if I think of just social media, one of the biggest problems with social media is distorted form of reality. Anybody understand what I mean by that? Mm.
Like they
Mm.
do it just so they can make it seem like they're like the perfect on the street. So that makes you feel like, oh, like they have such a good life and they have such a good reality and I don't. But in
People only
reality-
post the good stuff.
Yeah.
Like no one's gonna post when they had like a hole in their sock, right? Yeah. Hmm. That's very, very good point. And actually, I like that point because it also connects to the second part. So, like an influencer, they're not an influencer because they're posting about when they were gassy during the Siam, right? That's not their job. Their job is to post stuff that is like applicable, kind of, but appealing a lot. Is that fair to say? Okay, if I know that social media is from people whose jobs is to be just appealing and favorable all the time, why is that? Like, why do they have to be like favorable all the time? Why do they have to post good things and great things and beautiful pictures and I did this amazing thing? Why? Why all the time? What's the end purpose? What do they care? Yeah. So what happens when they get more attention? Who cares? Are they doing it just because they like it? What happens? How do they make money off of it? Sponsors? How do the sponsors give them money? Why do they give them money? Does anybody know how this works? They have to promote their brand or something, but do you know why that? Okay, you guys know how to buy something, right? Like if I go to a store and I buy something, who's the customer? Who's the customer? Me. Who's the product? The thing that I'm buying, right? Okay. What's the difference with social media? Social media, the customer is, who's the customer when I use social media? No. Who's the customer when I use social media? Did you pay for social media? How many people, I'm silly and way out of touch, but even I'm not silly enough to pay for a social media app. Anybody here paid for it? No, right? You just have to give them what? What? You just have to use it or download it or maybe put in an email, maybe, right? Or a username, maybe, right? So who's the customer in social media apps? I'm using it. I'm the user, but I'm not the customer. So the customer is the person who's paying for something to get something back, right? You guys know how to buy something. You guys told me, I'm going to tell your church that none of you should get any money. Nobody knows how to buy anything here. You know that you pay for something, you get something, goods and services? You guys have economics in high school? So, with social media, the advertiser is the customer. Who's the product? What's the product? I am the product. Why? I am being bought when I use social media by the customer. From whom? Where does the advertiser buy me from? Or buy my data from? How do I know more about, you guys know more about, remember in the beginning, you guys are supposed to know more about social media than me? How about my man who's on the screen all the time? Hey, yeah. So when you're using an app, your data is going somewhere, right? Okay, where does your data go? Like who buys it? The advertisers. But where are they buying it from? Sorry? They're buying it from which? Who pays for it? Like who's getting money from it? The app, right? Like if I use YouTube, you guys have noticed that YouTube has do you guys know what I mean when I say algorithm? So if I search something on an app, that app, you guys have noticed how the app can guess what you want to watch next? Anybody noticed this before? That like when I watch something, it guesses, like if I watch a lot of church, what's the first suggested thing? Church. If I watch a lot of the 49ers, what's the first suggested thing? The 49ers. So the advertisers that are on the side are buying my data that goes into the app from the app. Influencers get their money because they get a cut from the app. So when I use social media, I am being bought and sold, which is okay if I know about it, but it's really not okay if I have no control over it. Does that make sense? Like if I told you someone's going to buy you, you would have an issue with that, right? So there are potentially problems with social media. But we're in church, so I should keep it spiritual. But I'm not going to spend too much time because we're almost done. Does anybody know any examples of technology in the Bible? You guys know what a Bible is? Book of God, Old Testament, New Testament, inspired by the Holy Spirit, written by multiple authors. I'm going to have a conversation with you guys. All right. I'll give you an example of technology in the Bible. Does anybody know what this is? It's a picture with words on the top. Oh, you guys just talked about it. Okay, the Tower of Babel. So, does anybody remember the story? Bunch of people got together. They said, let's build a tower. And they said, let's build a tower so that we could make a name for ourselves. And God did what? What did God do? Yeah. Yeah, he made them speak all different languages. That's actually where we get the English word babbling from. Tower of Babel. Why did he do that? Why did God care? I don't understand. What's wrong with a tower? We have towers now. Why does God care about that? Why did he have a problem with this technology? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. They were getting too prideful. They wanted to be the best thing around, better than God, reaching the heavens. The same thing happens with us and social media, and if we let it run out of control. Like if my daughter gets on Facebook or gets on, what do we say, Snapchat, TikTok, Insta? If she gets on there and she is obsessed with getting likes and likes and likes and likes, what happens? Is that in the end, she's only thinking about who? Herself. And in the end, she's being bought and sold by the app. And in the end, God is happy or less happy? Obviously less happy. You know what's really funny is that the Tower of Babel, they wanted to get together. And what was the result at the end? Is that they were really separated because they got all confused. It's the same thing with social media. Social media is supposed to connect us. How many people here use social media because they want to connect? How many people here use social media because they want entertainment? Most of the social media I use is entertainment, not really connection. It's the same thing. In the end, who told me about someone over here said, my daughter shouldn't take like the screen into the room. You guys brought that up. Remember TV was better? The reason is because what happens? If she gets way too into an app, what's going to happen? She's going to get more connected? What happens to somebody if they only are on an app? What happens? They get more connected or they get more isolated? You guys have been connected with me because you guys haven't been looking at your phones. My buddy over there, he's more connected with me now because he got bored of whatever was on his phone earlier. So the truth is, it's not bad to be connected. It's not bad to have social media in general, but it can become bad very quickly. Just like it's not bad to have a tower, but it can become bad very quickly. That difference is something called discernment, which I'm not going to spend time on. It has a Greek word, but I'm not going to spend time on it. So what are the practical solutions for my family? Somebody said, my daughter shouldn't take something into a room, or I rephrased what you said and said, my daughter shouldn't take it in a room, it should be in a common area. What else? Maybe I should be allowed on the app too. My daughter wants to be on an app, I should be on an app. My son wants to play, like, I guess, Fortnite or Minecraft or whatever, and then go on Twitch. Is Twitch the one that's the gaming one? Is Twitch gaming, right? Twitch is gaming, right? So if he's gonna like play a game and be on Twitch, then I better do my homework and play the same game. A good general rule of thumb is if I'm using an app, but I have a problem with my grandma being on the app, then I'm probably having a problem with the app. Is that fair? Like if my grandma could be on the app and see what I'm saying or see what I'm doing, then it should be okay. But is there anything on the app that I'm doing that I don't want them to see? Then maybe there's a problem. Does everybody understand what I said? Right? So I'm going to finish with one last thing. And this is a confession. You guys know what confession is? You guys, sacrament, you're supposed to. I'm going to have a talk with these guys. So I have a confession. Sometimes at the end of a long day at work, I'm like sitting and I'm like looking at YouTube. And I'm at home. And I watch like a YouTube soccer video. And then there's like another video afterwards. And sometimes my daughter will sneak up behind me and want to watch with me. And my first reaction is usually what? What do you guys guess my first reaction is? Yeah. Yeah, but I usually, what's the very first thing that I do? Yeah, I usually like close it and put it in my pocket. That's me confessing to you. What do you guys think? Now that I'm thinking about it, what do you guys think about that behavior from me? What do you think? What? I'm not being a good mentor. I'm being really bad at it, actually. What is she learning when she sees me hiding the app right away? What is she learning from me? Yeah. To hide it? What does she think about what I'm watching? Yeah. It must be something that I don't want her to see. So I have a question. What should I be doing different? It feels like now that I'm talking to you about being a mentor, and I agree with you, it's me being a bad mentor, what should I be doing different? Yeah. And if I'm watching something that I don't want her to watch, because there's maybe like it's a little bit much for her, what does that tell me? What does that tell me if I'm watching something that I don't want my daughter to see? Oh, I got the servant telling me. Yeah, I probably shouldn't be watching it. Sorry I went long. Any comments from the group, from the servants? I hope it was worth the 407. It was for me. I really appreciate coming here. What do you guys usually do? Like pray, throw tomatoes at the person? No, you don't have to. Let me close this so you don't see me and my wife. Ha ha ha. You guys got the joke, right? Like as I'm closing the screen and... all right. No more jokes.
Last row, back row. Any one of you guys stays on. Peter, stays on. You got called. I was gonna say your name anyways. Preferably. I mean, if you have a less thing all over.
control the time? Yeah? Yeah, there's a screen time limit. Anybody else know anything else? Yeah? Yeah, have something other than the screen. Maybe start with that first, yeah? Yeah, buddy rule, right? Anytime I'm doing exercise or I need something to motivate me, I have a buddy. So if I've got a buddy, I say, hey, I'm on my I find I'm on Snapchat too much. So when we're hanging out, if you see me on Snapchat, you got to cut me off. Anybody else know? So there's some, like for example, for YouTube, you can actually program like a setting so that it turns off after like 10 or 15 minutes. You guys know about this, right? So you could, yeah, so you can have like a setting on the YouTube app, because like sometimes I'm watching a video, then I get a suggestion for another video because the thing is buying my data and telling me what to watch, right? So it can just automatically turn off after 15 minutes. No screen or social media an hour before bed. No screen or social media during mealtime with the family. It's really annoying, but it's useful. That's actually like, there's scientific data behind that. You can also turn off your push notifications. So like I can have like Snapchat, Insta, TikTok, but you know you can turn off your notifications, right? So it doesn't show up when my screen is off. What's another one that I saw a sign right outside this room? What's another example? Yeah? Absolutely. Like, yeah, absolutely. So that was two, that's actually two of them. Now I know Mishu's the one who like sneaks in 2 lessons at once. So yeah, it's 2 of them, right? One of them is no screen, turn it off, or turn it on airplane mode if you really want, as soon as you get to the steps of the church. The other one is, I'm going to specifically, during a fast, get off an app. So what can I do to get off an app? I can legit hide it somewhere so I never go into that like folder. Like on my phone, I never use the, you know, whatever, utility folder. So I'm going to put my YouTube app there so that I can't actually get to it. It's like 3 buttons to press for me to get there, so I'm fasting from it. Just during fasting, and then I'm back on it after. Those are all examples. Sorry. Why isn't Peter? Yeah. Why didn't Peter just copy one of the things?